Welcome, everyone, to Ruth on Demand. If you like these Ruth on Demands, please subscribe. I'd love for you to be a subscriber. A subscriber? No, I think a subscriber. And also, if you like it, just hit that little thumb that goes up. Today, I'm going to be talking about your experiences and expertise could be worth millions of dollars to you. I want you to think just for a moment of the five successful entrepreneurs, friends, lawyers, um, wealth individuals, financial services, healers, and I want you to think, how did they come to their, whether it's a degree, their expertise, how did they come to that? I know many doctors or people in the wellness industry, especially the functional integrative medicine, they had a dis-ease of some sort, and regular medicine, allopathic doctors could not find any cure or to help them out. So they did a endless research and a lot of trial and error. And then they ended up going and creating very, very successful businesses with their experiences of not having the best, I'll say, digestion, and then learning about it, and then training and teaching people about it, writing books about it, having programs around it. Um, what about, I've been doing a lot of interviewing of very successful entrepreneurs who've become best-selling authors. And I'm thinking of one summit that I've done, and five of the seven very successful entrepreneurs ended up creating very lucrative and successful businesses around things that they experienced when they were younger. For example, one very successful entrepreneur had just a hard childhood, and the way that she escaped was through fashion and visioning and trying on fun clothes and of her mom's. And then, as she got older, when she went out and tried on outfits and saw what went together, and she just had this knack. She loved it. And she has a very lucrative career around styling. Someone else who also had a rough childhood, and she was able to have solace and peace when things were very organized and taking out all the clutter. And because of her experiences, she learned a lot of things. She has an incredible amount of knowledge, and she now helps others declutter their minds and their homes and everything, their environment. It's huge, and a very, very successful, lucrative entrepreneur who's also a best-selling author. I'm thinking right now of a client who is in corporate America who wanted to start her own company as an entrepreneur, but she didn't know where to start. And someone said, you need to write a book. Well, she did start there. The others did not. They started with their businesses and then wrote a book. But this particular gal wrote a book first. And in that process of writing the book, she was able to see that all her experience in the corporate world, she was able to bring that and cross that over into her consulting with medium-sized businesses, to a very lucrative career and a TEDx talk. It just goes on and on. And here's what's so wonderful. All our experiences are unique. Even, you can be in a family of six, and you can ask all the siblings when they're 10 years old to share a situation, share a story, and chances are you're going to get at least 8 different ones, possibly 10 different viewpoints, perceptions. As someone gets older, you look at those 6 siblings, And then, mom and dad wonder, and the siblings wonder, did you grow up in the same family that I did? We all we all bring our own beautiful uniqueness and genius and perceptions and temperaments and personalities, and how we view something, how we hear something, how we see something is unique to us. And that's the beautiful part, that even twins, we have to have twins in our family, even twins have different fingerprints. And so all of you have that unique print. I call it a unique brand print, because at the end of the day, that's who you are. It's all inclusive as to, I call it the 360-degree brand, right? It's all of you, your hobbies, your mission in your business, your mission in your social life, your mission in your family, how you see the world, your hobbies, what you like, what you don't. I mean, all of that, how you show up or not, how you onboard clients, how you offboard clients, that's how you do customer service. All of that is who you are and is represented in your brand print. So knowing that we're all unique, we've accumulated over the years, decades worth of experiences that could be worth millions of dollars. You know, as many of you know, I help entrepreneurs, visionaries, CEOs, coaches become thought leaders and become very visible. And one way I do that is through helping them write a book. And I also do ghostwriting. And I also write my own books. But I will tell you, it wasn't until, believe it or not, it wasn't until I had written my fourth book, when I realized that writing a book comes easily to me. Writing a book proposal, because all my books are traditionally published except one, and I had to have a book proposal. Now, I didn't know what a book proposal was, but I learned what a book proposal was. I have the experience and the expertise now, and quite honestly, that was really easy for me too. Why? Because I do branding, I do marketing, I do PR, I'm a writer. And what does that equate to? Exactly. So I'm able to help someone in the professional field, in the entrepreneurial field, in the consulting field, in the coaching field, uh, all the way around. And having traditional publishers as well as a hybrid publisher, I have that piece also, as well as connected actually with literary agents. So it's just a full wonderful circle. So where are you? What comes easily to you that you didn't even think that you could offer a service? Well, sometimes I see these women who have beautiful makeup on, and they're just experts at it. Well, what if they had a product? What if they had a product? Maybe they had a makeup brush, or they created some type of eyeliner, or they had an ebook talking about how to do makeup. Maybe they had a YouTube channel. It doesn't matter what it is. If there is an expertise and a skill, and you have the expertise to it and the knowledge, and you enjoy doing it, you can turn it into a lucrative business, and it could be worth millions to you. And the first place I would start is, what do you enjoy doing? What comes easily to you? Let's say, for example, you love to teach children tennis. Could you do that full time? Could you do that part time? You're out and about, you're tan, you love children, and maybe you also, besides helping them with tennis, maybe you end up tutoring, and maybe you're really good in math. I don't know what that might be. All I'm saying is, there's so many things that you could be utilizing that you're already doing, but you're not thinking that you could convert it into a lucrative business. Just as I was writing books and book proposals and didn't think anything of it. So, the first question is, what do you know a lot about? What do you enjoy? I used to write a newsletter, and it became very popular. I just didn't want to do it anymore. But I love reading the Wall Street Journal. I love learning about things, and then I love passing it on. But what I do is I extrapolate between what I read, my intuitiveness, my business sense, and then I spit it out at that time in a newsletter. And it was very, very well received, had a lot of media from it as well. Sometimes, this is over 10 years ago, I'll get media requests sometimes for it. And that was just something I really just enjoyed doing. So it starts with an idea. It starts with thinking, how can I make money from it? Something that I enjoy doing or something I know a lot about. And then the messaging that goes with it. Who would it be for? And then the pricing of it. And so let's do that. It starts with an idea. But before you have the idea, I'm going to start up here. What do you enjoy doing? What comes easily to you that you wouldn't even think of charging? I didn't even think of helping people write books or book proposals. It took someone else to challenge me to do that. And then I started doing it. So we have a blind spot. We all have a blind spot, no matter how brilliant we are, no matter how intuitive we are. When it comes to ourselves, a little bit of a blind spot. That's all the more reason to always have a coach. When I was really, really young, I used to watch the Olympics, and I was just amazed at the level of not only of what they do, but the elegance in which the athletes live and work and play. And they're just elegant. And I thought, wow, how is it that these incredible experts still have coaches? How's that even possible? And then I realized that's why they're so wonderful. That's why they've got their focus. They've got their eye on the ball. That coach can walk them through any pitfalls or those emotional downs and have a breakthrough and keep them focused, keep them working, keep them on target. And I've almost always had a coach in business because of that. So it's powerful. It's very powerful. Let's say, just speaking of coaching, let's say that someone just opens up to you, and maybe you love psychology. Maybe you have a degree in psychology. Maybe you've read a lot about psychology, and you have the intuitiveness for it and some of the things you experienced as a young person. Maybe it was a difficult childhood for you as a teen, and you were bullied, for example. How did you feel? How did you take care of it? What do you wish you knew then that you know now? That can be taken and create a very lucrative consulting or coaching business around that. Okay. And of course, writing a book about it too. So it's interesting. What kind of service do you have? I needed some help around the house just to do errands. And I hired someone to come in 2 mornings a week. It was wonderful. And I was saving probably 8 hours a week. That's 32 hours a month doing errands like grocery shopping, although I enjoy it. Going to the cleaners, I don't enjoy that so much. And going to other places that I shouldn't be going to. I need to be focusing on what I love to do, not on those errands. It was wonderful. And she was happy as a lark. And she goes, Ruth, do you know anyone else who can use a house assistant? And so, yes. And so now she's working, I think, for 3 people. What about an office assistant just to do errands? Or tell you what, I would, any of you out there would like to come to my place and help organize all my papers because I'm a paper rat. I love tangible. I print almost everything out. You can imagine how many papers I have. If you want to help me declutter my papers, let me know. What about a product? I was reading, I can't believe it, but I was reading that someone created a beautiful and lucrative career virtually with a calendar, a digital calendar. And so I don't know if she's graphically experienced or if she hired a graphic person, but the calendars are beautiful and they're all graphically done and you fill it in. It's like a jot form almost where you can fill it in and then download it if you will. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then from that calendar, she started creating other products. And now I think she has something, when I saw it started off with 2 products. Now she has something like 6 products, which tells me that that was successful. I think she also has a journal, which is very cool. What about doing a combo of a service and product? I go back to the makeup. Let's say that someone created a makeup brush. Well, doesn't it make sense that they would also could teach you how to do makeup, whether it's in person or virtually? What about a dog walker? Let's say that someone loves dogs and maybe they wanted to change careers. Maybe they were an attorney and they don't want that stress anymore. They don't want to deal with adversarial situations anymore. They would really like to be around dogs. And so they start dog walking. Well, what if they were to write an ebook or a book about a specific brand of dog? What if they were to do that? And I will tell you, anything related to dogs, particularly, and cats, can be a very, very lucrative business. So you start to see, I'm just sharing things with you from all walks of life, what you can do. Let's say you're a financial services or you're an accountant. And yes, you have your accounting clients. And maybe you offer a bonus to your accounting clients and you connect with them virtually and help them with taxes. I don't know of anyone that does that, quite honestly, unless I go and ask them. But what if they offered that as a special bonus and it doesn't include their hours? Maybe they do that quarterly. Maybe they do that yearly. Maybe they do that twice a year. I'm game. If that's you, connect with me. What about an attorney that does trademarks? Yes, they have their own clients, but what if they were to put on a free live versus in person and or virtual class or training on what entrepreneurs need to be careful of, or what attorneys need to be careful, or financial advocates need to be careful about? Wouldn't that be amazing? And then once they start to get a following and people like it, then they can start to charge for that. And or they can take let's say it's free, have it transcribed, turn it into a newsletter that goes out, and it's a paid subscription. There's so many things you can do. As you can tell, I love the creative process of finding ways to repurpose experiences and expertise so that people can have fun and have a very successful and lucrative business as well, whether it's a side job or whether it's their main job. Until next time.